Yes, the parent company is a Canadian listed publicly traded company. It trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange and the New York Stock.
In New York as well, right? And this is HDI.
No, this is Northern Dynasty.
This is Northern Dynasty. Okay, which you are the head of the company, right?
I'm the CEO of Northern Dynasty, and we have a couple of Alaskan subsidiaries, and each subsidiary owns one partnership unit, Pebble Limited Partnership. It's a bit funny. I'm a partner with myself, but originally one of those partnership units was owned by Anglo. When Anglo exited, we bought that partnership unit back from Anglo for $100,000. So now we end up owning both partnership units separate, and the Pebble Limited Partnership still intact. And that's because an incorporated partnership in the United States is a very good structure from a liability standpoint, but also tax efficiency. Yes, the liability stops at the Alaskan corporation. Doesn't go beyond.
So you mean HDI is completely protected?
It is, but HDI is not. HDI provides services to Northern Dynasty and Pebble, but it doesn't own any of it. HDI is kind of a private services company. That's where a bunch of employees, we have the Vancouver office, it's a company that we put together. It's like a management company, but it does, the only thing it owns is office furniture and office equipment. And then it has employee contracts. And because, on a mining project like Pebble, in the early days, you use a lot of geologists and very few engineers. But then when you finish doing all the drilling, then you start shifting to engineers. Now where are the geologists going to go? So HDI has this inventory of skilled people, and it sends the geologists. When the geologists are done, they come back to HDI, and then maybe they go to Poland to work on our Polish project, go to Arizona to work on the Florence project, and same with the engineers. I mean, it's like fisheries biologists. We have the best fisheries biologists in all of North America. He works here. He works for HDI, but when Pebble needs him, he's working on Pebble. When Taseko needs him for Gibraltar or New Prosperity or Yellowhead, then he goes and works there.
And so you were saying, what you were saying is that liabilities, risk wouldn't go beyond Pebble Limited. It would not touch Northern Dynasty.
Correct. And just like it was the same with Anglo. Under a limited liability partnership, there's the general partner and the liability partners. So the general partner, which is called Pebble Mines Corp, takes most of the liability, but only has 1% of the asset. Okay? And the limited liability partners have 99% of the assets and none of the liability.
So HDI, they're not total strangers, right?
I'm the CEO of HDI.
As well. Okay. So it's all part of you guys.
But it's a private company. There's only 6 partners or 6 shareholders.
And in our case, our investment would be with Northern Dynasty?
Yes. Under the terms that we talked about, yes.
Exactly. So somehow protected for any sort of liabilities regarding the mine, the future, the tailings, the water, the salmon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Oh, you mean if there was a tailings?
Yeah, something like that.
There would be no liability to you at the Northern Dynasty level shareholder. Well, it's the actual liability is captured at the operating company level, which is under U.S. terms, it's called a limited liability partnership. There are partner companies, and then there's the general partner. The general partner already exists. It's called Pebble Mines Corp. And there are 2 partners. Now, we, Northern Dynasty, happen to have both partnership units because we bought Anglo's unit back. Is when we find our final partners, with one of the major mining companies in the world, they will then acquire that partnership unit from us, and we'll go back to being two partners, two limited liability partners with a Pebble Mines Corp. And so you will be a shareholder of Northern Dynasty, which owns 50% of the project when the major mining company or consortium of companies come in, and they will bring the capital to build the project. You'd be several levels removed from the liability. The liability would be at the limited liability partnership level, and there would be insurance on it, plus the assets at that level. You'd be two levels up because there is a US-based company that owns the units of the partnership and the shares of Pebble Mines Corp. And then there's Northern Dynasty, the Canadian company. I can send you a corporate organization chart. Yes, we put a lot of thought into this overall corporate structure from a tax standpoint, from a liability standpoint, all those features.